Buenos my wonderful dumplings. Now in today's video I want to speak about one of the internet's biggest problems. It's a problem which I have myself been speaking about for quite a while now. It's something which I vastly have been begging everybody to speak about. It's an issue which I believe has really taken its toll, and I think it is finally time we started speaking about this, and I am glad a few content creators have been recently. Now you may be wondering, what is this issue? What is this problem? Is it world hunger? No. Is it dream speedrunning record? No. It's actually a man who somehow has a delivery order of more magnitude than myself.
Ouch! Let's weigh myself.
Now, obviously, you know who this is. Everybody knows who this person is right now, and to be honest with you, I don't know whether I should laugh, cry, or smile, because for one part, it's very easy to laugh at Nikocado. It very much is, and I'm going to come up with this video from a very empathetic standpoint, because I do find a lot of solace when it comes to this topic, but at the same time, it is also a bit of a joke that this is now the pinnacle of content.
Wow.
You will not believe the immediate ecstasy I felt on that last bite. When I get up from this chair, I'll be like 4 inches taller thanks to the Travis Scott burger.
And I'll be 4 inches wider.
Yummy. I'll say.
So you hypocrite.
Now this video has 322,000 views, and if you want me to put that into context for you, that means that video most likely made around $1,000 or slightly under, or even more. Now, I understand a lot of you have 9-to-5 jobs. You work hard on an underpaid job, and it's not something which necessarily any of us enjoy. I myself worked on a 9-to-5 for many years, so to see somebody who is doing that made more money than I made in a month in one video, it is a little bit frustrating.
Stop! You violated the law.
Yes, this is obviously Nikocado Avocado. I'm sure you're all understanding of this, and I'm sure you're all understanding that there has been a plethora of drama between other content creators and KFC's favourite customer. I'm disabled. Taco Tuesday, my life as a disabled person, my new diet as a disabled person. Now, what is this man's disability? He broke his ribs. So he's not disabled. He's injured, and I'm not going to break this drama down. I'm not going to go through all of that, and if you want me to take a look at that in this whole debacle between Nikocado and Moist Critical, I highly suggest you go over to my inabber live channel, where I broke the entire thing down in a 40-minute long edited up stream, which I highly recommend you go and watch after this video. But what I actually want to do today is to take this situation and explore the moral dilemmas of Nikocado Avocado, because a lot of people have been recently throwing around the question of, should Nikocado Avocado be deplatformed from YouTube for his safety and the safety of others? And also, are we at fault for Nikocado Avocado being in the position that he currently is? Now, naturally, these two questions are very difficult to answer because one of them goes into the political stratosphere and the other one is just in general a bit difficult because am I willing to pin the blame on myself for Nikocado's downfall? Whatever you want to call this? Am I responsible for this? Are you responsible for this? Are his fans responsible for this? We're going to get into all of that, but I want to start off with the wonderful and definitely not controversial debate of deplatforming. God, why am I going in this spot?
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
So I'm going to give a controversial opinion, because I'm somebody that has regularly kept tabs of Nikocado. I'm somebody that made a video on Nikocado at least a month ago, speaking about my worry for Nikocado and his influence on this platform before it became this massive debacle. Yes, I am a trendsetter. I'm not. I'm sorry. I just want to say I have kept up with Nikocado for the last few years, and I think I can come with some suitable answer to the question of, should we deplatform Nikocado Avocado? And my answer, before going into detail, is is no. No, I don't think we should. Now, before everybody goes into my comment sections and tells me that I'm a worthless stack of shit that needs to go off this platform, yes, I understand, I am balding, but before you go and comment that below, let me give my answers, because yes, I do think Nikocado's channel isn't exactly the best, and I do think that he is negatively impacting other content creators by perhaps inspiring content creators to put their own health at risk to get the views that Nikocado himself is getting. But the reason I think that he shouldn't be deleted from this platform isn't actually to do with Nikocado at all, it's actually to do with YouTube. I think there would be a major issue if we solve this one particular issue by simply removing him from our platform. Is it really wise to solve all YouTube related issues by banning people from this application? Because maybe at first, maybe at, face value, that sounds fine. It sounds like something very simple, but when you start to go into the finer lines and into the details, I think that's a little bit problematic. Because there is this weird debate of deplatforming, because a lot of people will say, oh, well, he's very irresponsible and makes a lot of terrible content. And I agree with you, but at the same time, is it wise to say, yeah, YouTube, you're allowed to just, take down any mukbang channel you deem to be a risk to other people and a risk to themselves? Do you think that that is a wise power to give to YouTube? Because, to be honest with you, I don't think that's a wise thing. Nikocado isn't exactly inciting violence, he isn't exactly an evil political figurehead, he's just a dude who believes the only way he's going to be successful on the internet is by doing this ridiculous shit.
My scale is a liar. My scale keeps fat me. My scale, she's not telling the truth.
Me too, buddy. Me too. But I'm not saying that I'm a fan of Nikocado. In fact, I'm one of the biggest critics of Nikocado Avocado. I just simply believe that I don't think it's the right route to go down. I believe that this guy makes terrible content, I believe he has a continuous pattern of lying, and I think he does have a negative impact on this community, but does that warrant deplatforming? As I said before, no. Because if it got to a point of where YouTube were then going to take down Nikocado's channel at the safety risk of other people on the internet, where's the line actually drawn here? And I'm not speaking politics, I'm not speaking political figureheads, I'm speaking about mukbangers. It's not the man that used to be in the White House. It's not him. I'm speaking about dudes on the internet that record themselves regularly consuming unhealthy foods. I'm not speaking about that one dude that used to be in the White House. Because yeah, we could remove the problem by getting Nikocado's channel taken down from YouTube, but then what if they start to remove other YouTubers' channels who haven't exactly done anything wrong, but YouTube will say, well, we don't really understand because you wanted that guy's channel to be taken down, but this person makes fairly similar content and we took down their channel, so we don't really understand where the line is to be drawn here. And this is what I'm saying. It's a nasty precedent to set, in my opinion, to allow YouTube to have the power to remove mukbangers. And quickly going back to the political thing here, a lot of people may attribute this to people that have been banned from Twitter who have been involved in politics. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about a dude who has consumed a vast amount of cheeseburgers. This guy and that bloke that used to sit in the White House are separate entities. So yes, the main reason I don't want Nikocado Avocado to be removed from YouTube is because, one, I think it would be slightly unfair, because there are ultimately a lot of worse content creators on the platform than Nikocado Avocado. There are people that have committed actual crimes and they're still allowed on the platform. But two, do you want YouTube to have the power to remove mukbang YouTubers? I think that's a very nasty precedent to set, and it could lead to a very deep, dark, and scary place, especially for a content creator like myself. Also, another thing that I have to note is, despite there being calls for his channel to be taken down, I went through the YouTube community guidelines, and to be honest with you, I couldn't really find a rule that Nikocado had broken. Like, yes, I disagree with the style of content, But to be honest, I haven't found a rule which he has particularly broken multiple times or at least once. Maybe it can come under shocking content, but to be honest with you, I don't actually think he's broke any rules. But now I think we need to move into one of the other dilemmas that Nikocado has basically suggested in his responses to Critical, and that is it fatphobic to suggest that this lifestyle that Nick is leading isn't healthy?
Which is taking a negative effect on his overall health.
Okay, so according to you, I still have because I overeat and I eat junk food. Are you a dietitian? Are you registered? Then you might as well say that about every other person too, who does the same thing as I do. Oh, but they're not fat. So why am I the only one getting a video, huh?
Now, I did love Charlie's videos about Nikocado, and I think it has started a very good conversation about Nikocado's channels, because as much as I can cover like Nick and all his antics, it's not going to be as popular as Critical's content. I understand that. So I'm grateful that Critical has spoken about it. But ultimately, I do think that Nikocado has raised a good point here. But also, I'm pretty sure that Charlie did say that he would also say the exact same thing that he's saying about Nikocado if it involved skinnier people.
As far as appearance goes, me showing his 2017 body compared to his most recent one was used to show what the food is doing to him. If he was skinny and eating the way he does on camera, I would have the exact same criticisms. Because even when you're skinny, you can be very unhealthy, which is a point he makes. I wasn't saying skinny is the gold standard.
Now, this is a perfect point, but I think there are going to be a few angry people that may disagree with him, and if you do disagree with that point, if you do disagree that consuming 6 Big Macs a day or even more is unhealthy, regardless of whether you are skinny or larger, you need to log off social media. You need to log off Twitter, because consuming 6 Big Mac meals a day is obviously not good for you, regardless of if you are skinny or slightly larger. And I swear to God, if somebody brings up that article about Usain Bolt eating chicken nuggets before the Olympics, you are not Usain Bolt. You are currently standing in front of your little iPhone or Android phone. God forbid if you are on an Android, but you are standing in front of your phone right now, watching an inabber television video, and you are most likely $50,000 in university debt. You are not Usain Bolt. So when it comes to this conversation of suggesting that Nikocado's videos are inspiring or are just in general an unhealthy lifestyle, I don't think it is fatphobic to suggest that consuming this level of fast food every single day isn't good for your health. Each thumbnail has Pizza Hut, KFC, Five Guys, McDonald's, and tacos in every single one. And I'm not saying that you need to be a certain way. I'm not saying that you need to eat specific foods, which I agree with. I'm saying that I think it is pretty obvious that this lifestyle of consuming this vast amount of fast food every day has clearly led to an unhealthier lifestyle. Now, is that my business? Is this realistically my business, what Nikocado Avocado consumes? No. That might surprise a few people, but it's actually not my business. But what is my business is the fact that Nikocado Avocado is an influencer. Because to be honest with you, if you guys want to eat 60 cheeseburgers a day, if you want to do that, be my guest. But if you're posting it on social media and you have millions of followers and your entire content is based around speaking about the glorification of your weight gain and making millions of views off weight gain, this unhealthy lifestyle, I think at that point it is slightly problematic, and at that point of time I feel like I can actually speak on this, because I'm not speaking on the fact of Nikocado is a certain weight. My main issue is actually that I believe that Nikocado Avocado is promoting an unhealthy lifestyle.
I don't have the right to exist because I happen to be a little overweight. I'm being attacked for my weight, for my appearance. Apparently, I'm encouraging people to eat unwell. Excuse me!
I don't even understand at all where that last thing came from. I never made any point like that or even hinted at anything like that. I never said, like, Nikocado Avocado is a role model and he's encouraging people to eat like he does on camera. You know, I never said, like, you know, these kids are going to watch Nikocado Avocado and then all of a sudden they're going to be fucking brainwashed by him. They're going to go out there and order 10 large fries and then a gravy to drink out of a toilet bowl. I never said anything like that. I never said that he's setting some kind of example for people to follow.
Well, I'm going to say it. I believe that Nikocado Avocado is inadvertently inspiring other content creators to follow the path of his channel. Now, do I necessarily believe that Nikocado is inspiring people to ring up KFC and order 60 bargain buckets? No, I don't believe that, but I think it more comes round in the
I beg your pardon?
I cannot speak English right now. I think it comes round in the content creator stratosphere. I think that Nikocado Avocado is inspiring other content creators to create the same level of content that he is creating, because ultimately he is one of the most popular mukbang YouTubers in the YouTube game, and I think mukbangers that aren't doing this crazy stuff that he's doing are sometimes going to see this and think, maybe I should follow that. Maybe I'll get more money and more views if I follow that lifestyle. And you don't need to go any further than Nikocado Avocado's boyfriend to see this.
Hey guys, so we went out to go to a train ride. Nick and his mom and his dad, we went out and we rode on this vintage train, like a locomotive type of train, and it was very fun. Nick loved it. He loves trains. I'm gonna have a vlog about that soon, or before this video or after this video, I don't know yet.
Now, this video was 2 years ago, and I'm not saying that this person wasn't exactly the most sane person back then, but you can clearly see that things are calm. It's a normal mukbang video, but the thing is, it has changed over 2 years, and yes, these two, Nikocado and Allin, have been friends for that time, or even dating for that time, but ultimately, Nikocado in the last year or two has decided to go down this more crazy route, and it's clear that Allin has been inspired by that.
To tell him the truth. You spilled your water on purpose and then made me clean it because you were angry because you had one French fry. Your breath stinks. Calm down. You stink. 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 You stink the most. You stink. You stink the most. You stink. You stink more. You stink more. You stink most. You stink the most. You stink more.
Yeah. It's a little bit different to 2 years ago, and I think that is a pretty clear indication of Nikocado inspiring somebody. And I do believe that a lot of content creators will see this and see Nick is getting millions of views on his main channel and hundreds of thousands of views per video on his second channel and want to emulate that, because ultimately YouTube and content creation is all about being inspired by other content creators. And this isn't exactly something which just happens with Nikocado Avocado. This happens in every genre of YouTube. Content creators will see who is at the top of the game in the genre that they are. So for me, if I was to see D'Angelo Wallace, Drew Gooden, Danny Gonzalez, and I see that and I think, if I made videos like them, I would probably get more views because they are the best in the business and getting the most views in the business. And a lot of content creators just work like that because that's how this whole thing works. It's an algorithmic business. And some content creators will see Nikocado's channel and think, I may not agree with it, but I know it's going to get me more views and more money. And an example of a content creator that actually isn't Nick's boyfriend is Hungry Fat Chick, who is another mukbang YouTuber that has made videos with Nikocado. And when you look at the mukbang videos that Hungry Fat Chick used to make back in the day, they seemed much more tame, but when you look at her collaborations with Nikocado, it seems a little bit more extra, a little bit on Nikocado's genre. And again, it's their body, their choice, but this content is blatantly spreading and is dangerous purely because they are consuming such high levels of unhealthy food, and I'm worried that more and more content creators will follow this path in the pursuit of money and views. And in this case, with the genre of mukbang YouTube, I think that's a problem. I do, because as Critical said earlier, whether you are skinny or larger, you are going to be putting your health at risk by consuming a large amount of fast food every single day. Look at Nick's channel. He is basically doing this daily, and that's clearly not good for you. And there are plenty of other mukbang channels out there where I think the exact same. Amberlynn Reid, for example, is somebody that has done a fair few of mukbangs in her past, and is also somebody that has capitalized on the fact that diet culture and weight gain on YouTube is something that brings in views. Not necessarily brings in a massive fan base, namely people who can't really look away from a car crash, but ultimately it brings in views, which brings in more money, and that is a prime example of somebody who realizes this on this platform. And I don't believe that Amberlynn is necessarily inspired by Nikocado, but my criticism is on both of them. I think that both sets of content are dangerous and only going to inspire other people to risk their health by consuming this level of unhealthy food, and that's not something which I can vibe with. And when it comes to Critical's video on Nikocado, I actually don't think he's being rude or mean whatsoever. I think he's just genuinely saying, hey man, I'm worried about you. And whilst I say that yes, Nikocado, it's your choice to do what you want with your body, I am worried for you, man. I am worried, but I am also particularly worried that you are inspiring other content creators to put their health at risk by making this content. And don't get me wrong, I haven't just criticized Nikocado in this sort of situation. I have criticized other mukbang YouTubers on the other side of the spectrum for plenty of other things. I in general have quite a problem with mukbang culture on YouTube.
So, because I happen to be overweight and you don't know the reasons why, you don't know my blood panels, you don't know anything about me, that gives you license to depict the way I look.
No, it's not because of how you look. It's because of this video, this video, this video, this video, and this video, and plenty of other videos. That's what it's because of. People see this unhealthy lifestyle and people are worried for you and worried for other content creators that are inspired by this. So I think what we have to do is say, hey, Nick, I actually would prefer it and watch your content more if you actually started to go down a route of a healthier lifestyle. That might sound ridiculous, but I think at this point, it is the only solution that can come out of all of this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is to do with weight loss or weight gain, but I'm simply saying to Nick, hey man, I think you could make better and good content without being so ridiculous, without doing these videos and glorifying weight gain to the degree that you are. I think if you made normal videos like you were making 4 years ago, people would prefer that. I've said this for quite a while now as well. I genuinely believe that if Nick one day just got up and said, hey, this content, it's not for me, it's ruining who I am as a human being, I think we would all accept that and say, yeah man, we're going to sit by on this journey where you improve your lifestyle. I'm not saying that you need to lose weight or gain weight. That's what I don't believe. I'm saying that these videos glorifying weight gain, these videos where you basically promote such unhealthy lifestyles, that's a bad thing, and I think a lot of people would prefer it if you just started making healthier videos for your mind and for yourself. Because yeah, he's done shitty things, and yeah, he's lied about a lot of things, and yeah, I don't really think he's the best of human beings, but I think if he did try to change, I would be open to watching that and saying, yeah man, you go, you do that shit, man. I would support him if he actually tried to make some positive change, because I think that could inspire a lot of people in a positive manner. And I understand a lot of people will say, hey Fraser, I think you're chatting shit here. I actually think the best method is to simply ignore him. And to be honest with you, I disagree. I actually disagree. I don't think ignoring Nikocado Avocado will solve the solution. Because for one, I don't think that the entire internet is going to be able to ignore Nikocado Avocado. And two, if there was this one actual mad scenario of where we all just stopped watching Nick, I think that it would only encourage Nick to go an extra step. A step of where he says to himself, right, people aren't watching me anymore. What can I do now to get the eyes back? And he will do even more crazier shit. I promise you, he will genuinely do more crazy stuff. So I think the best route is to be critical. The best route is to be critical and say to him, hey man, I think that you would do so much better and be beloved so much more if you simply made a more positive change in your content. To conclude this video, do I think Nikocado Avocado should be deplatformed? No. Do I think that it is our responsibility for Nikocado Avocado to change? No. And do I think that we are all at fault for his content being the way it is? Kind of, not really. I think it's more of his stands that allow him and say, hey, Nick, you're so right, buddy. You're doing amazing. I think that is enabling, and I think that is what inspires Nick to make this content. But overall, I don't think we're in the fault here, and I simply think that Nick does have a dangerous influence on this platform that he may not even realize, and I think he could be directly influencing other content creators to risk their own health at the goal of getting millions of views. Now, sadly, I don't think this video will do absolutely anything because Nikocado at this point I think is so far gone, so deep into the rabbit hole. I don't think anything's going to change it. I think the one thing that could be is letting him know that, hey, I'd love to see you make better changes to your life, but it's not going to happen. I'm not deluded. I think that could be a good thing, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Overall, I'm going to stick to criticizing this guy and letting him know, hey man, I think you're not doing a good thing here. But thank you so much for coming along to this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it wasn't too controversial. Thank you so much for coming along. If you want to go check out my video breaking down the entire situation on inabber Live, you are more than welcome to. That would be amazing. But also, if you want to go follow me on social media at inabber69 on Twitter and inabber on Instagram, the links are in the description. Thank you so much for coming along to this video, you wonderful people, and I will see you in the next video. Adios, peace out, and goodbye.